You see, teams are gearing up for the European leg of the Grand Prix, and anticipation is building like always. But there's one team that's got everyone's attention right now: Mercedes. You see, back in March, Toto Wolff, the big boss at Mercedes, dropped a bombshell. He said that their current race car, the W14, just ain't cutting it anymore. Oh no, the Mercs realized they needed to come up with a new plan, a fresh concept to stay ahead of the game. You know how it goes. Innovation is the name of the game in the world of F1. Now, Mercedes, in a surprising twist, said, "Nah, we ain't doing a B-spec model." And you know what? They blamed the cost cap for it. Apparently, those budget restrictions are like a roadblock on their path to success. But hey, we understand money makes the world go round, even in the world of Formula 1. But wait, Miami was the stage for Mercedes' latest showdown. Practice and qualifying sessions were a struggle, you know it. The Mercs were scratching their heads, wondering what went wrong. However, in the race itself, things took a turn for the better. They showed some amazing pace, leaving us all wondering, what in the world is happening with the W14? Now, Mercedes is unleashing a massive upgrade for their next race. This isn't just some fancy paint job or a new spoiler. They're making changes to the side part floor and front suspension. Big moves, huh? So what's the deal with this actually? Well, besides hoping that it'll give them a boost in performance, Wolff thinks this upgrade is the key to solving those unsolvable problems within the W14. Ever since the start of the 2023 season, Mercedes has been struggling to find their groove. It's been a bumpy ride for them, scoring just one podium finish in the opening 5 races. Even the customer team, Aston Martin, with their Mercedes engines and borrowed rear, has been outperforming the Silver Arrows. Now, the Mercs are putting all their hope on the Monza race as the turning point of their season. Wolff is being cautiously optimistic about their new upgrade package. He's seen his fair share of racing miracles, but he's quick to remind us that there's no such thing as a silver bullet that magically unlocks a half second of performance. We wish it were that easy, right? This upgrade is like a large surgery on their current car. They're going all out. They want to increase the car's downforce and improve its working window. How do they plan to do that? Well, they're introducing new bodywork, a fresh floor, and even a spanking new front suspension. But this upgrade isn't as simple as we say. It's gonna take a lot of learning and virtual testing before they can translate all those upgrades into lightning fast lap times. And when coming to the man behind the wheels, Hamilton, he knows a thing or two about comebacks. He had a challenging weekend in Miami. You know that. It was frustrating and downright demoralizing to say the least. But he did bounce back. In the final 15 laps, Hamilton fought tooth and nail, overtaking his rivals and clawing his way up to a remarkable 6th place finish. Can't say anything, right? Now for Hamilton. The tire advantage was on his side. Hamilton went hunting. First up, Bottas, with a slick switchback move out of the final corner. And Magnussen was the next target, and with the help of the magical DRS button, Hamilton breezed past him like a gust of wind. Leclerc and Gasly were up ahead, squabbling amongst themselves. Hamilton had them in his crosshairs. With 5 laps to go, he closed in on them. And then it happened. Gasly fell victim to Hamilton's chase as he dived down the inside at turn 11. But Hamilton wasn't done yet. Leclerc, a little more stubborn this time, felt the wrath of the 7-time F1 champion. 1 lap later, Hamilton made his move, leaving Leclerc in his rearview mirror. Alright, Hamilton had delivered somewhat this time, securing a decent points haul for Mercedes. But this victory was more than just points. It was personal. In Hamilton's own words, it was mega just to be in a position to overtake in the sprint race. Remember, in the last race, he was going backwards like a confused crab, and that's never a good feeling. But here's the real thing. Mercedes was able to take the fight to Ferrari this time. Oh yup, with all their one-lap speed glory, Ferrari couldn't keep up with Mercedes. Hamilton was in seventh heaven, catching up to those Ferraris bit by bit. You know what Hamilton said? He nailed it. To have come from 13th and get back into the hustle with them was great. He even threw a little shade, wondering what the heck was going on with Ferrari that day. But hey, that's not his problem. Hamilton prefers days like these, where adversity meets opportunity. It's all about putting it all together and delivering. Now, imagine if Hamilton had qualified where he should have qualified. Oh, that would have been a smoother day for sure. But you know what? He thrives on a challenge. Adversity brings out the best in him. And let's be honest, it's more fun for us to watch, right? What do you say? Let's move on to some comments straight from the mouth of Red Bull team boss Christian Horner. He's got his eyes wide open, and I guess he's a tad bit worried. Yeah, you heard it right. Even the mighty Red Bull knows that Mercedes and Ferrari might just be cooking up something special. And you know what they say, keep your friends close and your rivals closer. Let's break it down. Red Bull has been dominating the track, and they're enjoying their front row seats in the F1 world. But that doesn't mean they can sit back and relax. Nope, not in the world of Formula 1. The competition is fierce, and development never stops. You see, Horner is like a wise old owl, predicting what's coming. He expects Mercedes to unleash some massive upgrades, and Ferrari isn't slacking either. You know those Italian stallions always bring the heat. Horner even mentioned a potential B-spec car for Mercedes. Now that's like a secret weapon. It could shake things up in the blink of an eye. But don't worry, Red Bull isn't taking this lying down. Their goal is to keep development at warp speed, ensuring they don't lose their edge. It's like a high-stakes race against time, and they're determined to come out on top. Although they have some limitations due to the cost cap, Horner is confident in his team's efficiency and effectiveness. They're making the most of the time they have. Efficiency is the name of the game. Now let's switch gears and talk about the Miami Grand Prix. After speaking about Hamilton, we can't miss out on Verstappen, right? The guy went from 9th on the grid to victory. Mercedes' George Russell, always the curious one, questioned whether Red Bull truly showcased the full potential of their car in that dominant win. I mean, can you blame him? Verstappen had a comfortable 5-second lead over his teammate Perez, who started from pole position. It was obviously a Red Bull show. But Russell wasn't desperate. Despite a rocky start to the weekend, he secured a respectable 4th place. And he did it with style, making some slick overtakes. He wasn't surprised by Red Bull's pace though. He knew they were way ahead of the game. In fact, he even speculated if they were holding back a little, flashing them with their superiority. Russell acknowledged Red Bull's dominance with a mix of awe and a hint of envy. He thinks it's a bit of a shame for the sport, but he also gives credit where it's due. Red Bull has shown the world what's possible when you hit the sweet spot. And guess what? Mercedes is determined to chase that dream and achieve greatness. Now, as we wrap up today's episode, do you think Mercedes' new upgrades will be enough to get them in contention for race wins? Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you guys enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. And don't forget to click the bell button to be notified of future videos. Anyways, we'll meet up in another episode. Until then, stay tuned.